Thank you, James, and thank you, Heritage Foundation, for having me here today to celebrate the opening of the Center for Education Policy, something that's very needed in our generation and certainly in our political times. The opening of this center affirms, once again, Heritage Foundation's commitment to be bettering education for our children, an issue intimately linked to the future of our nation. As you approach this building from the northwest, coming from Union Station, you notice a not-so-subtle banner that continues to hang from the roof. It reads freedom, opportunity, prosperity. But if you think about it, it's really consequential in that order as well, because without freedom, there is no opportunity. Without opportunity, there is no prosperity. And without prosperity, the American dream begins to dissipate to a place where it becomes obsolete. Without a quality education, none of these liberties are attainable. But that then raises the question, maybe the ultimate question, is who is better to equip to provide for education in the future, specifically in the arena of our children? Is it bureaucrats or decision makers in Washington? Or is it the states, the parents, and the local communities? As conservatives, we know that children succeed when parents and teachers are empowered, not the bureaucracies or the politicians. Education should not be a partisan issue. Let me say that again. Education should not be a partisan issue. In fact, interestingly enough, we hear much talk in Washington, D.C. of always looking for something that is generated out of a bipartisan heart. I can't think of any other issue that's greater than educating our children when it comes to bipartisanship. You know, I was sad even this past weekend as we were reviewing some of the things and this Saturday, some of the marches, and I won't get into all the specific signs, but I decided to look up the official website of the Women's March and what it was all about. Well, there was 8 initiatives. 1, ending violence, reproductive rights, LGBTQIA rights, workers' rights, civil rights, disability rights, immigrant rights, environmental justice. Well, there's a gross injustice with that platform. Nowhere is education even ever mentioned. And I thought about that, how sad of an opportunity for people, obviously with different perspectives, to march on such a historic weekend, yet would not even have the gravitas or the inclusion to be able to talk about education and the importance of where it is. Something that I was very troubled about. It is one of the most important American issues. But as we know, the current system has been failing our children for some time. If I was doing just a smidgen of research, I was looking at specifically, and I have a chart here, of where the Department of Education spends all their dollars. It's amazing. Nearly $72 billion, to be exact, $71,699,000,000. Department Management, $598 million. Institute for Education Sciences, $618 million. Citizenship Education, $245 million. The list goes on and on. Yet we have seen after decades that there is no improvement, no measured improvement when it comes to the education of our children. So why is A+ Act important? I'll tell you why. It empowers the states and the communities to make the education decisions. To put it this way, there's 4 major points. 1, restores education decision-making to state and local leaders who are better positioned to make those informed decisions about the needs of their schools and the communities. Number 2, it allows states to consolidate funding for any or all programs that are authorized under ESEA. 3, reduces bureaucracies and increases transparencies of student outcomes by redirecting accountability to parents and taxpayers, not Washington bureaucrats, as we stated. And number 4, it reduces federal intervention in education to be more consistent with Washington's 10% share in its financing with the tenets of federalism. This is my second term that we're starting. Last time that we brought this, I had to grow up a little bit, as you do sometimes in this town, as far as when it comes to holding the line on not compromising your values and principles. I remember working very hard to even get this to the floor, to get it past Rules Committee. We were told there's no way that you're going to garner such a piece of legislation, maybe 120, 130 votes max. We were very, very excited. Our staff worked very hard, partnered with Heritage even a year ago, a little over a year ago, about why this particular piece of legislation was important. Well, we plowed through there. We got it to the floor, despite even some of our Republican friends' opposition, where it garnered 195 votes. The reason I'm excited about this because I believe we're very close to going across the threshold in making this reality. The A+ Act, returning the power of these decisions of education for our children into our parents, into the hands. And many of you probably can think back as far as parental involvement or a special teacher, to be able to have the ability to redirect those funds to specific programs that are working in our local communities and school boards. I think this is the way to go. It's certainly pure federalism at its finest point. We're happy to launch this, and I'm happy to announce that later today we will be dropping this bill. With that, I'll wrap up my comments and open it up for a couple of minutes of questions, and then we'll transition back to your speakers today.